So you remember that long time ago I said I was going to make a decklist video right here, and everyone said that they wanted one? Well, I think it's about time I actually made that thing. And so here we are, back in Master Duel. And I don't think I've ever made a live Master Duel video before. They've all just been replays. Also, here's my code if you want to follow me or whatever. Anyway, I decided that I will be doing a decklist video of... As you could probably tell from the cut there, I couldn't really decide which deck. But after taking a moment, I decided that I will be making a video on my Therion deck, which is somewhere here. Yep. And his name is John Cena. This is a reference to just them being in a coliseum in the lore. You can read more about that on your own. I'm not going to explain it. And what you're going to want in this deck is 3 Lone Fire Possums, 1 Therion Bull-Ein, Therion Reaper Fume, Therion Dukiel, 2 of them, 3 Therion Lily Boreas, 3 Therion King Reguluses, and 1 Therion Empress Alasia, and 2 Therion Irregulars. And you're going to want some discard fodder in this deck because it does require, or for you to summon them, to have a Therion in the graveyard. So you want Lightning Vortex just to discard a card, and it lets you destroy all your opponent's face-up monsters. Foolish Burial obviously lets you select any of the Therions and use their effects. I'll explain those later. Dark World Dealings, each player does 1, and then each player discards 1. It might be seen as too beneficial for your opponent, but in my opinion, it's not that bad. Trade-in, there's a lot of level 8s, specifically Duke, Lily, and King. They're all level 8s. Discard 1, draw 2, pretty good. I had 3 of these because I had Blue Eyes. But actually, I put these in here before I put them in Blue Eyes. Foolish Burial Goods, it's good for sending, if I remember correctly, Endless Aggro. Then Pot of Prosperity, you don't really need your extra deck here. You can just throw a ton of rank 8s because, well, they just work. Sorry for interrupting. Hey guys, it's Editor Duo here, and it looks like I forgot to explain the other cards. So, what you're going to want is 3 Endless Aggro Systems, you're going to want 3 Therion Charges, 3 Disc Coliseums, 2 Therion Crosses, and Therion Stand Up. Endless Aggro is your recycling, and it is your Foolish Burial for the deck. This is a trade-in, but for any Therion card, including your spells and traps, which is pretty nice. Disc Coliseum is your search, and it is your protection, specifically by battle. And Therion Cross, Negate, Banish, optional for each. It's only 1 of them, so you gotta choose wisely. And Therion Stand Up, which is your equip from the graveyard to a Therion. And this is also a revive, so that's pretty nice as well. So while it's on the field, it's the equip. While it's in the graveyard, it's the revive. And yeah, I'll hand the mic back to other duo from the past. And now for like the explanation, Lone Flyer Blossom is there so you can summon Lily Borea, who's basically your starter, and Lily Borea is what you use to send anything from your hand, field, whatever, and that searches your field spell. Your field spell will search a Therion monster for you, which includes Regulus. Lily Borea can also search herself, or use the field spell, search Borea, and then you can use Borea, target Lone Fire because it's a plant, and you can summon her to the field. And basically how this deck works is you target a Therion monster or anything corresponding. For example, Regulus being able to target any machine in your graveyard, equip it to itself, then special summon it, and that's how you generally get them out on the field. And I will load into solo mode next, just to show you a quick demonstration. So here we are in a solo duel. Now, I did not choose to go first, however, this is not a bad hand. We can activate our trade-in to send Therion Empress, and then we can use aggro system to send something from your deck to your graveyard, and we will be choosing, for now, let's say, Lily Borea. And then we'll activate this Coliseum. This Coliseum lets you search, and most of the time you're going to want to search Regulus if you already have the field spell. And after that, use Boreas, use him to target Borea, then summon himself to the field for formation, and he will gain attack 3500, and Borea can use her effect from here. So I'm pretty sure this is her search effect. So, but I will use this first. So send aggro system, draw 2, and then I can use Borea's effect from Regulus. I can send Dark World Dealings, and I can add something to my hand. And this is a negate or banish, depending on what you choose. Or you can use this, which lets you target a monster in your graveyard and equip it to a Therion, but I will be choosing Cross, and I will send another to the graveyard. One of the other good targets is Duke. When they're equipped to someone, my monsters can't be destroyed by card effects. I know this is a pretty bad field, but it's what I could do with my hand. And I'll shut up until the next. So, here is Gemnite Phantom Quartz. Now, I know Phantom Quartz is really important in the chain for Gemnite, so I'm going to be negating him. So his search is cancelled, for that. Use Regulus, throw away Lily. And if he can't do anything off of there, then we're all good. Yep, turn. Next we can use Endless Aggro. This lets us recycle a card, so we can add Lily back to our hand instead of Endless Aggro. And Lily can be discarded again to draw 2. So let's just do that, see what happens. That's actually pretty good. You can activate this Coliseum again to search another Regulus, or you can search Irregular, which lets you target up to 3 in your graveyard and equip them, so let's just do that instead. So, 1, 2, 3. Now all of my people are immune to destruction, and Irregular can use the search. I will be using the search, so I will be discarding Dark World Dealings because I don't really need it right now, and I can search for this to discard and draw. So Therion does have a lot of draw power, as you can probably tell by now. And oh, there is Lonefire, and as I was saying earlier, Lonefire can tribute itself to summon a Lily from the deck. And we've already used Lily's search already, and then these are the Xyz options I was talking about before. But we do not need them right now, so instead we will just head on to the battle phase and dish out. And that's actually game. So the overall strategy is just to get Regulus onto the field, get some negates. I think the most you can have is 2. And there are other disruptions, as I will show you for our last segment of the video. So if we go to our deck, we do have Bull. The reason why we only run 1 Bull, 1 Fume, because they aren't that good for summoning by themselves, they're just good for being in the graveyard, so they are the ones that you want to discard or send first. And Bull's effect is when it's equipped, you can target 1 Therion card you control and 1 card your opponent controls and destroy them. That is a quick effect, I'm pretty sure. If it's not, then oh well, but it's still good for your turn. This is the quick effect. Okay, Reaper is the quick effect where you can target 1 Therion card in your spell and trap and 1 card your opponent controls and return them to the hand. So this is a bounce. It can bounce itself and your opponent's card, so that's just pretty good as well. Then Empress is discard a card, then special summon a Therion, well, just descale. It's basically Pendulum Switch if you know what that does. And Irregular can swap itself if it's equipped to something, actually, which is pretty interesting. Irregular is what you want for your most of your equips if you have enough. But what he's mainly used for is a field wipe. As you can see, you can discard 1 Endless Aggro System, destroy all cards your opponent controls. That's why it's a UR, but mostly you want to prioritize King Regulus as you won't be using Irregular that much. You want to have Endless Aggro System, at least 1 of them in your graveyard, and you need this if you want good draw power if you don't have trade-in. But overall, this deck is pretty consistent, pretty solid, even if you just draw spells like I did earlier. So, if I were to give this deck a rating, I would say consistency is definitely like a 9 or 10 out of 10. Power itself, the attack power isn't that great. I think it maxes out with 2800 plus 700 plus 700 plus 700, but it does take a bit of time to get all of those. And it does have 2 negates. I think that's the most you can have, which is pretty decent, especially if you're playing with a format that I do. Its extra deck is quite generic. You can go into Draglubion, which goes into Numeron. You can also go Draglubion into her Earth Dragon if you don't have enough attack, Cypher, and actually I can actually put in the other ciphers, so I put the yes. Okay, Cypher, and you can put not you, but Blade and X. So you can steal a monster, turn it into X and Blade is a delete. So you can delete a card from the field. Dragluon is just field, or not field, but fodder for Draglubion to work. This is good removal, but if you already have a regular on the field, then you don't really need him that much. Zeus is just here because Zeus is good for emergencies, and this is good for attack points. Get 4,000 if you don't have enough attack on Regulus already. Another editor's note, if you're wondering why I don't have Gigantic Champion Sargas, it's because he's not actually that good in Therion, and he's an ultra rare, which I needed to put in a different deck. So, yeah. So, I guess that pretty much wraps up this. This deck is pretty solid overall, and that's pretty much all I have to say. This is maybe the only deck review or deck list video that I will ever make, because I swear to God, the last time I tried making one, all of the audio was just not here. Okay, I'll see you.